I mean, I might be able to somehow. This would be fun.
Take some editing clips and fucking do both. Whole different outfit.
Something along those lines. I knew this was going to be a pain.
When did you graduate?
This is Owens, like 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Nice.
You might have to kind of like put up here. This is the best we got for right now.
All right.
I mean, we could probably respond to stuff too later if you want. If not, just ignore anything that pops up there.
Fair enough. Can't go wrong with it. Whoa.
Yeah, that was a lot better than what I thought.
Yeah, no, that hit me. Gates of heaven just opened. Wow.
But yeah, I mean, that should be a lot better. Cool. I mean, yeah, you might have to.
Should we keep the red on? I kind of like the red with it.
We could. Oh, I don't want my battery to
Oh,
die.
yeah, fuck no.
But yeah, I mean, it don't respond to. But anyway, got the mics on. So, welcome back, guys. Like I said on the last little post there, we had gotten copywritten for doing it inside Convos. We're doing it out in the car tonight. This is Ethan Elliott, and tonight I'm just here to kind of interview him, learn a little bit more about him, and hopefully you guys can also learn some stuff from him as well. But yeah, I'll go ahead and let you start.
All right.
Come in more. I mean, I'm not trying to be so close.
No, we're
right. This will be blocked off by the.
I can lean back. You lean forward. It's okay.
I mean, yeah, we could. If you lean the seat.
Oh wait,
back,
yeah, the seat can change too.
Kind of get in like that.
All right, this works out. Hi guys. Like you said, I'm Ethan Elliott. I am 18 years old, and I am a senior in high school, finishing out my last quarter. I am a kava tender over at Kava Culture. It's a bar that is non-alcoholic, and it has some Delta 9 drinks, but it's mostly kratom and kava and kana. I'm not going to go into it because that's my job. But anyways, we're going to start like a little bit further away. So to start off, when I was... Sorry, that was my boss. I should probably get back to him soon. Not right now. This is important. So one thing that I know for sure is that I'm blanking. When I was 2 years old, my parents got divorced. So I never knew my parents when they were together. I never got to have that experience of living together as a whole family, mom and dad kind of situation. It was always just this house is mom's, this house is dad's. For a while, me and my dad, we lived in his parents' house, Nani and Poppy, for sure. And it was fun. I mean, I remember waking up, doing all that, and hanging out with him. And we had a good relationship when I was younger. We would always hang out, just laugh, father and son bonding. It was something that was there because it was just me and him and then my Nani and Poppy. And it was awesome. My favorite meal was made at nights. We would have tuna casserole, and then we'd have goulash, and it was just a fantastic time. And then on my mom's side, I had my older sister, who's 4 years older than me. Her name's Hadley. She's an angel sometimes. And besides that, that's kind of where it all begins. I went to a school called St. Patrick's of Heatherdowns. From preschool all the way up till 6th grade. And basically what it was that just starting off young, my grandma on my mom's side would work in the school, and we would always hang out together. And she'd be like in my class, like while I had my teacher, she would be the teacher aide, and she would just always be there for me. It was just something that was so special. But my life was pretty awesome growing up, at least in my younger ages.
Oh, sorry, I don't mean to.
You're all good.
Try to angle this camera a little bit better for you guys. Just give me like 2 seconds here. Sorry. Again, maybe if we put it down, if you want to set it down there and then angle it towards us, might get you in frame better. Like it'll extend all the way.
Oh, all the way down?
Up too.
Oh, look at that. Hey, guys. All right.
Yeah, that's better.
Look at that.
And I can, yeah.
Oh, yeah, get us both. All right. So
You just want to try to be over more because you're going to get blocked by the stuff. There, that should be good.
So
I accidentally popped my trunk.
like I said, they were divorced when I was 2, and it was pretty nice growing up. We would always have that family connection, and we'd always be together. Not together as a whole family, but separate. But it was still just me and my family, and it was a fun time, and it was great. But one thing kept leading to another, and I grew up, and life happened. It's made me who I am today, so it's something that I'm pretty positive about. But me and my mom and my sister, we would always have a great time. We would always hang out. And my mom was the person who would never say no to me. It was like we were just her little angels, and she couldn't say no. There was nothing about it. She would just love us so fully that she could never say no. And at the time, it felt amazing and great because why not? Like, your mom's always saying yes to whatever you want. Like, doesn't that sound awesome?
Yeah.
Yeah, right? But what it didn't help was growing up. I mean, like, because then you have to get into the reality where it's always not always going to be yes. You're going to have situations where it's not always going to be, it's not going to be like that. But, and then my dad was the total opposite. He was the one who would always say no. And it could be the smallest thing, and it would be a big old no because he thinks that my mom gave me way too much, which she did. But that doesn't mean just because you think she's doing that, you get the right to always say no. That's my personal opinion about it. And it's kind of split me up in divided houses. It made me have different personalities at each house and having to act a certain way at one house and not the other. It was very weird and an unreliable environment in a way. But I didn't know that yet because I was so young. Later on, my dad met my stepmom, and at first everything was going well. It was all fine, but then we moved out and got a house. Moved out from Nani and Poppy's, and eventually she kind of took control, put him like a dog on a leash. So that I had more restrictions, more responsibilities at the age of 6 than I think any 6-year-old should have to deal with. And I also want to point out that, like, this is going to sound bad, but I was never like poor or anything like that. I didn't really have to deal with the struggle of poverty. Like, my family has always kind of been like a little bit well built on money and such. But so it wasn't like the slums or anything like that. I always had like a good house and all that such. It was just more of like the mental mind of everything going around and how it affected me growing up. Sooner or later, my mom she got diagnosed with cancer, stage 4 breast cancer, and it was not fun. It's not fun for her, at least, because I was too young to the point where I didn't fully understand what it was for her to have cancer, or the type of situation where I was like, oh, I could lose my mom any day. I didn't have that thought in my head because my mom would just spend a bunch of time with us and just keep hanging out with us no matter what, even though she did have cancer. She was just a very loving woman like that in the first place, but when she knew that she had the chance to die, she didn't want to waste any opportunity of hanging out with her kids. So she quit her job and eventually got paid by the government and all this, but she was just a full-time mom. She hung out with us all the time and gave us whatever we wanted. And that really split me up between the two houses. Me and my dad stopped hanging out so much after he married my stepmom, or got with my stepmom, I should say. She ended up having a kid with somebody else, and like he came right back, and now I have my little sister, who is also an amazing child. I love her very much. But the little sibling getting involved, now I'm the oldest on one side and then the youngest on the other. And like I said, it's that gameplay of switching from this is how I act at one house and this is how I act at the other. So it was never really easy getting that full grasp of understanding of anything like that.
Like a dual personality.
Yeah, literally having to switch back and forth. And we had that schedule that was 2-2. So it would be 2 days there, 2 days there, and it's just back and forth for forever, you know? And I'm still going to St. Pat's and all that. I was baptized Catholic when I was a baby, and I didn't have the choice of it or anything at all, but that'll be more relevant later on in the story for sure.
Well, I will say that looking back, like when you were 6 years old and your dad saying no to a lot of things, having a lot of that responsibility, I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to make positive out of the light. Do you think that's why you are where you're at for your age? Like you have that more mature mindset than a lot of people at 18 years old. Do you believe that has anything to possibly do with it? I mean, I know I'm not saying what he did was necessarily right, but at the same time, do you think that actually helped make you into the man you are today?
I do. My philosophy behind everything is that everything happens for a reason. It's what builds you for who you are to this day. I am who I am because of every little big event that has happened in my life. It is just something that has changed me and made me who I am. And I'm happy with who I am. I like being the positive soul I can be. And I like where I am, even though all these terrible things have happened to me. Because it's not that, it's more of a thing for myself because I owe it to myself, not for right now, but I owe it to my old self who had to deal with such traumatic things at the time of my life. And that's not even like a big part of it. Like, yeah, it is because he put me through the responsibilities. He made me learn. I've always been taught to be able to rely on myself, to not really focus on anybody to lean on their shoulders, but to be able to have a sturdy back and stand up straight no matter what. Because at the end of the day, it is true. You do only have yourself in the world. Of course, there's going to be others who step into your life and make it different, but it's a whole different story. It's a different ball game. Yeah. Elementary school wasn't really anything special growing up. I mean, I was just an outgoing kid. I loved conversations. I love everything about it. I love love. I was so enthusiastic. I was always the kid who was the loudest in the room because you
could probably move your chair back. It might be easier. You just got to come in a little bit. Like it should be the bottom.
I'm trying. It's not going back any farther. But the thing is, everybody goes through something like differently. Like everybody has a different perspective of life, and it makes us all different. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what people don't focus on enough. I feel like there's that part of the life where when you are like, you think about yourself a lot more and you think like, oh, that doesn't make sense, or like, oh, like that's not really helping that person out. You have so many negative thoughts towards others that you don't have that positive mindset of stepping into another's shoes and realizing what their life can actually be like.
The empathy, being able to, I mean, that's really almost like the definition of the empathy is being able to like put yourself in somebody else's shoes per se.
Yeah. That's the greatest thing about life. I think that people need to do that more for sure. I'm going to kind of really skip past and move to the part where I moved to middle school. I was at that point where I was moving on and getting to know all my friends, and I was getting along with everybody well. This is 5th grade, and then out of nowhere, COVID hit. And they wanted to switch me over to Sylvania schools, which I ended up doing. I didn't really have a choice. And it was very strange because you're going to a new environment, not knowing anybody at all.
Yeah.
You have no idea who they are. You're online. You're sitting in front of a screen talking to people, but you aren't really interacting with them because you're just learning in class the entire time. It's not something that's fully there. But later on, like around this time, a little bit earlier, my dad and my stepmom had their own kid, my little brother. So now I am being another older brother, and I haven't really gone through anything traumatic at this point in time, but I was at the part where life was very strange. I feel like COVID-19 definitely. No, not COVID-19. I'm a little bit all over the place. I'm sorry about that. Final. No. Final. Being an older brother, and I love my little brother. He's a great kid. And yeah, he annoys the shit out of me. I mean, that's what all little brothers do, isn't
That's what
it?
they're for.
Exactly. Like that's another part that like builds you through your life. Ooh, sorry guys. But that was something that just happened. And my mom got with this one guy. His name was Jacob. He was a really cool dude for a while. We lived with his kids and something else, and it was something different. And my mom struggling through cancer, finding somebody who she can actually love on like the days that I'm not there, and like the days that my sister aren't there, because she has a separate dad too, and she gets time with him. Over around the same time, actually, when transitioning, she got he cheated on her. He cheated on her and stole all of her money, and we had to move into our grandparents' house.
Jesus.
And the thing about that was we didn't have enough rooms. Like there was like enough rooms for my sister and for my mom, but there wasn't for me. So I was stuck sleeping on the couch for a very long time. And I slept on the couch for 5 years actually. And I had like laid out all my clothes like in the laundry room and such. And like I lived downstairs. You know, my best friend was the kitchen. Loved going inside and getting all the snacks that I could. They were my favorite. I was a little chubby fuck. There's definitely that part. One thing though about that is like, there's nothing really about it. I mean, I slept on the fucking couch, you know? You're just sitting there and you're kind of like just dealing with your own life in your own little ways. And
you don't even have a space to really be yourself or escape or get away from people because
there's no privacy.
Yeah, you have no privacy sitting on the couch. I mean, especially growing up like that.
Yeah,
That's hard.
This was going through teenage years, like becoming a teenager, and it's like, all right, I get nothing. Well, I got things. I'm not gonna doubt that whatsoever, but I didn't have that privacy or that self-awareness. So me and my mom and my sister moved in there. We are still, well, they're still living there as of current to this day, and eventually over time I did get a room, but that's a little bit later on still. We're going to jump back to where I was in middle school, and we stopped doing online.
You're good. Sorry, I'm just trying to keep it in frame.
Oh no, you're all good.
Working with what we got.
Exactly. We're in a car right now. It's actually pretty sick though. He's got a nice ass car. Man, brain fog is real. If you're not getting enough sleep the nights before, it definitely does.
Yeah.
But so going into a new school, not knowing absolutely anybody, over time there was a point where we were able to start going to school, and we would do half and half. Like it was a weird thing. Like during COVID, it was something that like it's like hard to explain. There was group A and there was like group B, but I was actually in group B, so I got to go Wednesday and Thursday, and then Friday we didn't have school, so it was only a 4-day weekend. So you got 2 online, 2 in school. So I got to meet half the people there, and I still had that part of me where I could make friends very easily, And I was going in and I was talking to everybody, and I eventually found a group of people that I could surround myself with. And friend groups change over time, though. Like, especially in high school, middle school, anytime. Like, you're not gonna figure that shit out till like you're almost an adult, like, or like later on in high school. Like, your friend group are gonna change like crazy. The other thing about that is like, it's so weird, like the way that you can actually meet people, and like after seeing them through a screen for so long and then actually going up and like meeting them in person, you see their face switches. Like, everybody hides a mask. Like, that's the one thing about social media that can do anything
online.
Yeah, people could say the nastiest things, and the only reason they're saying it is because they're behind a fucking screen.
Keyboard warriors.
I know, they're amazing. Little gremlins sitting there, hunchback over their chair. They're wonderful people. Another thing, so school was going good for me. Moving to a new school wasn't terrible. I think it was more of the home life that had the biggest issue. When I was transferred over to Sylvania schools, my parents completely cut off communications. We were still living. I mean, it switched now. We're at 5522. So it's 5 days dads, 5 days moms, 2 days dads, 2 days moms. And it made it a lot nicer, to be honest, because then I was actually able to like stay at one place for a decent amount of time and be like, okay, this is awesome. So it was like I wasn't always rushed going back and forth, and it helped me like concentrate a lot more in school and such, especially being a person with like ADHD and anxiety. I was such a little worried freak. When I was younger, literally, I'm a puker when I get nervous. So like, for example, tornado sirens and everything like that, I would vomit so fast. Like, I could just hear it starting up, and I go, Mom, yeah, everywhere.
Damn.
It's crazy. I was such a little anxious kid. And later on, I learned how to deal with that a lot better, but it's still like a crazy feeling and experience to have. Like, you're fucking puking because you're scared of some shit. That led to issues though later on in school. Like, there was this girl, the first love, the girl I lost everything to. First love, first kiss, everything. She was an amazing human being. But there would be points where we would just get into arguments, and I would get so scared. Like, you're so scared to like lose that person. I've always been like a hard little lover boy, so I can admit it. Sorry, guys. And I would get sick, like, after having like hard conversations with people. And I feel like I was trained in a way to almost like get that anxiety, because at my dad's house, if I ever had like open emotions or anything like that, I would get in trouble straight away. They would take like all my belongings, and like they would make me sit in like a different room while they all watch like TV for family night. Like, they would literally make me sit on a couch and just like read.
That's just fucked up.
And my little siblings, like, they didn't deal with shit. Like, how I was telling you, like, I had all that like responsibilities when I was 6 and shit. These guys were babied. They got everything they want. It was like how my mom treated me, except now it's them. And like, I'm the oldest, so like, it's like I have to be that responsible leader, and I have to like have that. I don't even know what a good word to describe like is. They just expected so much out of me.
It's almost, I mean, I hope I'm not like, I don't know how to say this in like a nice way, but like, it seems like they treated you that way almost because they knew what you could get away with your mom or something like that. Or like, I don't know, like, I just don't think that's right. Or maybe it was because those were her kids that she had with him, and you weren't from her, so she wanted to make sure that it was fucking miserable or something like that. That's just my perspective.
My stepmom definitely had a big a part of that in my life.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm referring to.
I will say, over time, she actually did get better, and there was a point where I had a stronger relationship with her than I did my dad. because me and my dad, we never see eye to eye. He's always told me since I was young, he's like, you're so much like your mother. And like, he's like, it scares the shit out of me. And I was like, I never knew what to think of that. Like, I'm your kid. Like, I'm a whole different person. I'm a mixture between you and mom. And you're saying that I remind you so much of mom, but y'all got divorced for a fucking reason. Like, hate to break it to you, the ring wasn't on the finger after a little while. So what does that mean about me being the kid and such? It was nothing that ever sat right with me or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, I can see what you're saying about that. Like, that wouldn't sit right with me either. It's like he resented you because you reminded him so much of what he might call his mistakes or something of that nature. Yeah. It was like he was taking, instead of dealing with that himself, he was taking it out on you.
Yeah. So eventually, I didn't know how to deal with my emotions. So that led me to like a road of drugs. And like, I was such a pothead for a while. You want to hear the first time I got high? So,
but come and try to like stay leaned this way. Sorry.
Yes, I'm sorry.
You're good.
I keep leaning to the right. We bought from this guy named Mike. We called him Money Mike, actually. That was his little nickname. This is when I got like into like a little bit of a worse group of friends. Not worst, like they helped me through a lot, actually. They were very good people, but they did terrible things, which wasn't fun. We were little menaces, little shitheads. But I had a basketball game one day. I stayed the night prior, and they were like, let's get some edibles. And I was like, okay, nice. So we're like, let's call Money Mike. So we called Money Mike, and he's like, yeah, dude. And you know what? I'll give you a discount if you buy my homemade chocolate bars. And we're like, fuck yeah. The chocolate bar about the size of a tablet. Like literally the size of a fucking tablet. And like you could like break it into little pieces. They were like, yeah, it should wear off in like an hour or two. And I was like, oh, awesome. That sounds fantastic. I have a basketball game in like 5 hours. I was like, so I can do this. I take the edible. It tastes like shit. Now that I know what weed tastes like, it tastes like you're biting into a fucking bud. Yeah. Like it did not taste like chocolate whatsoever. He did not put milk in there. I can tell you that. Milk or sugar. No. And at first I wasn't feeling shit. I was sitting there for like 3 hours, not feeling an absolute thing. It was very interesting and like shocking to me in a way, because like they were like, oh yeah, like you should feel it. And like none of us were feeling it. So we're like, oh, it was fake or something like that. My mom calls me and she's like, all right, honey, it's time for your basketball game. And I was like, okay. I sit in the car. It hits me. As soon as I sit in the fucking car, I'm sitting there. She's moving the car. I felt like the earth was moving, not us. Like that. Those buildings had wheels. It wasn't us on wheels. It was the fucking buildings. It was miserable. My stomach kept like spinning, and I was doing like a little body movement. Like that's what it felt like. But I was like just pale, sitting in the car seat. Like fuck, not the car seat. I was a little bit too old for that. But just sitting in the passenger seat, and I'm like, okay, talking to my mom like everything's fine. I get home and I try and I don't try and make myself puke. I got so anxious because I hated the way it felt that I started puking. And it got to a point where I was so high that I went upstairs and my mom was sitting in the office. And I opened the door and I'm like, Mom. And I sit in the corner and I just start bawling. I'm like, I'm high. I took weed. I don't know what it did. I'm just so high. I can't play basketball. And it was just the funniest shit ever. And she was like, oh my gosh. She looked at me and goes, this is awesome. And then was like, but you shouldn't be doing that. You're so young. This is 8th grade. I'm like, fuck. Like and it was a crazy experience. She always told me to try everything once though. That was her recommendation. Like,
get it out of your system.
Yeah, right. Little did I know, both my parents were like addicts at one point in their life. So I was like, okay, cool. That's later on in life. But eventually, I went downstairs. I laid on the couch, pulled up some Minecraft YouTube videos because like that was the shit. And I remember going to bed at 7, and I woke up at 2 p.m. the next day. I was out like a light. It was insane. My grandma thought I was dead. because like sleeping on the couch and shit, she would be in like the kitchen and like she'd be like, Ethan, and I just wouldn't answer. I'd just be fucking face first into a pillow. It was it was awesome.
I mean, looking back at it now, it's probably funny, but looking when you were in that moment, you were probably like, dude, just be done with this shit.
Yes,
like,
yes, bro. Because like I didn't even know how to like say how I felt. Like it was such like a crazy like feeling and emotion. Like it acted as an emotion. That's what it felt like to me. I was like, this is me. Like this is who I am now, and it sucked. So I eventually I got sick of it and got rid of all that. People running. I got ADHD. I already said that. But this is where things start to take a little bit more of a turn. Was high school for sure, because I didn't have stable relationships with any of my parents. Blah blah blah. But I also was the best part of my life was probably school. And except for the fact of getting in with that wrong friend group at the time and like doing drugs, school was the best because people loved me. People loved talking to me, and it was awesome. It felt like you were wanted or you were loved by people, not loved, but like loved by people who like wanted to hear from you, wanted to see you every day. Like, you know, that one person you saw in school and you were like, can't wait to talk to them today. Like you won't believe this shit. And like you'll always get those crazy stories. The lunch tables. Oh man. We used to play this game where we'd pass around a carton of milk and like we'd roll a dice and then whatever number it landed on, you had to hit it that many times. And like you'd have to face it towards you. Man, that shit exploded.
Never played that.
Yeah, shit got boring. But school was amazing, and I was becoming a freshman. I was moving on to high school, and like that's like one of the coolest things ever, right? But this is where it all started. So I was still with that bad group of friends, and we were smoking, doing this. And one of the cousins was related to this one girl, and like we started getting into their friend group. Over time, like we all got like really close with each other, and like we would hang out all summer before freshman year, because in 8th grade, actually this is how I met the girl first. In 8th grade, we go on this thing called a DC trip, so where we just all go to Washington, like all the 8th graders, and Sylvania is built of 3 middle schools, so all 3 middle schools would like come together and go to DC, and you'd meet like some crazy people. Like it's crazy cool people, and it was just so interesting, like being able to be a part of a group like that you didn't really know, because these kids went to other schools. You're like, ew, they're from that school. Like they're on that side of town. But like once we all got together, it was like, wow, we're a lot alike. And I met this one girl and she told me who her cousin was, and I was like, that's my friend. So we all started hanging out, and we were just doing drugs, doing stupid shit. Like for example, we went to the quarry. We would sneak into the quarry late at night. That was the first time I had a cop interaction, actually. We all snuck in through this certain part of the fence that we knew about. And we did this before, but we did it like 4 hours after close. This time we did it 30 minutes after. So there were still workers there. And eventually the cops cut us off because there was only one exit. And they were blocking the fucking stairs. So
no running.
Nope, none whatsoever. So, and I was the only motherfucker talking to him. Like nobody knew how to like talk to anybody. Like they were so socially awkward. It was like, how can like, why am I? There's a group of 8 of us, and I'm the only motherfucker talking right now, and I'm probably the highest. Like, because now I'm into smoking weed at this point in time. I was like, all right, I tried it a few more times. Fuck edibles. Still can't do them. I green out every time. I definitely will green out every time on an edible, no matter what. The only time I didn't was when I got these neuro edibles, which they like skip right through your system.
I've never heard of those.
Yeah, it's because they're fine powder, like almost like on the candies. Huh. So it was very interesting, to say the least. But after that, the cops came, and the cops like didn't even fucking like stay to watch us leave, but like the people said they weren't going to trespass us and whatnot, and they were like, but we need somebody to come pick you up. And like we were all saying like, all right, whose parents can't we tell? So they're like, my parents can't know, my parents can't know. This one guy's like, I'll call my uncle, and we're like, Alfie, like that was the fucking dude, big pothead, big music guy. He had a studio in his like a room and shit. It was so cool. But you're not cool and your penis is small. Sorry, guys with cars like that are like,
I hate that shit.
Your dick's tiny.
Got to compensate somehow.
Exactly. Loud exhaust. No, but so we all fit into this big, like this fucking mom van, like 8 of us, like we're all stacked on top of each other and shit. It was fun. I would definitely do it again. But swimming in the quarry was always fun, like when it was close and stuff, and like going there with like chicks and like hanging out with the guys as well. It was like a whole different experience.
I miss doing shit like that. It's always better when you're not supposed to do it.
That's what makes it fun. Don't put a fucking rule against it, or we're gonna want to do it more. Like what? That's so stupid. But later on, we were like, school just started, and it was the first week in, and this one guy got with the first girl I was talking about, because I was still with her, and we broke up. Like I broke up with her because I wanted to experience high school, and like it sucked still, like because I loved her, but we were just at that point where we were arguing so much. Young love, by the way, so I think everyone knows how that can go. But this dude got with her like right after, and he was like my best friend at the time. So
that's so fucked.
And I was at this point in time, I was like that little ghetto kid. My parents didn't know shit about it.
The other thing about that though is usually if they got together right after, they were talking while you were together. I mean, I don't mean to like put gasoline on the fire per se, but I mean that's just my.
I gotta go back and fight him again. No, no. But I told him that I was going to beat his ass, and he told me to pull up to this one house, and I did, and he said, haha, I'm not there, loser, like some corny shit. And I was like, okay. And then I got in the car with my mom, and I was like, hey, can you take me to Buddy's house? And she was like, oh yeah, I love him. Not knowing what was about to happen. I go up there, and I start knocking on the fucking door, and his mom comes out, and I go, get your son outside, I'm going to beat his ass. I said it word for word, and she goes, what? And then she called for him to come down, whatnot. And he was on the phone with somebody, and I was like, okay, like, sure, but I'm still going to beat your fucking ass. 2 seniors, mind you, I'm a fucking freshman. 2 seniors on fucking kid bikes, by the way. One's Barbie and one's cars. Fucking pulls up. Big-ass dudes, like 350. Like, fucking big. Big, like maybe that's exaggerating, like 250.
Surprised they fit on the bikes.
Right, the tire was popped after. But like then afterwards, he pulled me to the side and he was like, "I don't want to fight you because like these guys are gonna like jump in and like beat your ass." And I was like, "Fuck you!" Like I just said, "Fuck you! I hate you!" And I walked away, and me and my mom left. But later that week, the kids called the school and said that I threatened to shoot it up. They said like the cops come to my house and tell me this out of nowhere, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, and like they're like, yeah, there's pictures of you with guns and shit, and I was like, no, there's not. I don't have a gun. Nobody in my family has a gun. Like, can I see this picture? And they're like, no, we don't have it. And I was like, how the fuck am I like? What do you mean you don't have it? But like that's what I'm being accused of.
That part doesn't make any goddamn sense.
No, it doesn't. And the school still suspended me.
You might have been able to fucking sue their asses back then. I don't know about now, but
no. I got like a whole ton of text messages and like phone calls from like the people who I was like just getting friends with. It was literally the first week of school, the end of first week, start of second week. And like I was getting along with everybody. I was talking to upperclassmen. Like I was friends with everybody. I actually felt popular, which is a group that I wanted to say that I wanted to be a part of. Mm-hmm. Because so who doesn't? I mean, at points in life, like I feel like that's just what people want to do. They want to be the popular kid that like everybody loves and hangs out with, but it's not the reality of it. That's later on. So I'm suspended for 3 fucking weeks. 3 weeks, and like everybody thinks I'm like some dangerous fucking guy. When, like, honestly, at that point, I wouldn't say I was dangerous, but I would say I was more irritable and like angry, just at life and such. And that put me down a dark hole. Like that's my reputation. Like all of high school reputation right there, gone in literally a fucking week.
All from a fucking rumor.
All from a fucking rumor. Like it broke immediately, and it was just gone. Like I don't understand like how that works out and such, but it wasn't fun. So over time, my buddies are leaving.
You could have jumped out and said something real quick.
Oh,
Open
no,
the door.
No, they're gone.
Too late now.
Yeah, no, bye. Have a good night, guys. It just ruined me. And then to top it all off, that guy had his cousin say that I like raped her. Yeah. And no, fuck no. That is a terrible thing. That is a terrible thing. So there goes more of my fucking reputation. But that shit broke me. Like I was supposed to be friends with you guys, and like friends, like, and like we were friends, and you guys just fucking turned around and did that shit to me like it was fucking nothing.
Showed their true colors.
You've ruined my life. Like that fucking ruined somebody. That is not like a light threat. That is not a light anything. That just fucking ruins things.
Yeah.
And it was truly just terrible. I did not like it whatsoever. I became very depressed and very sad, and then I was anxious about everything. And I went back to school. I did go back to school. I had that. It was just weird. Like everybody would look at me and like be like, "It's fucking him. It's fucking him." Like, no, it was not fucking me. Like you guys are. It's just. It's not. It wasn't fun. That's like a fucking terrible thing. And his dick is small.
I think that was the friend group.
It is. It definitely is.
Better hope they don't see this.
But I think that really helped me grow a lot in a way, because I had to learn to be by myself. I lost everybody at that point in time. I was depressed up until junior year because of it, because that's what people thought, and like I was just quiet. I didn't have conversations with people. My grades started slipping. I used to be a straight A student, so it was something that like just kind of like bothered me a lot. But over time, I think I really learned to like grow with myself and realize like people don't know my story. People don't know me. People literally went based off of what these kids said, like, and just automatically took it and ran with it. Around junior year, because during that whole time, at least the summer going from sophomore year to junior year, I grew with myself. I started working out. I stopped smoking so much. I was high every day sophomore year, and like I stopped smoking so much. I lightened up. I started working out. I had tried reaching out to more people, and like I actually made a few friends. Ended up hanging out with some people over the summer, and I grew, and it matured me a lot. My mom, she had a boyfriend in Dayton. We're gonna take a step back in freshman year, and she got into a car crash at the very end of the year as well, which means she was stuck in Dayton. Like nobody went to go pick her up, nothing. She was just fucking down there. I didn't see my mom for a whole year.
Damn.
Like, and I was a mama's boy, and her cancer was cured as well. Like she was such a strong woman. Yeah, she had her own struggles and her own insecurities, but she was such a strong woman, and I love her. There's nothing that can change that about her. And I'll love my dad too. I mean, yeah, he's less emotional. Like he's more emotionless, I should say, but I still love them. They made me.
Yeah.
Like that's my parents. They made me. There's nothing you can do wrong about that. Um, but junior year came around, and I started talking to people again. I looked better. I sounded better, and I wasn't always on fucking drugs. So people communicated with me, and I was actually able to get my story out a little bit more, and like I would talk to people. I didn't have that trust for everybody like I normally would, but I kept my circle small, but I would still talk to people, and people would actually come up to me and start conversations, and they were like enjoyable around me, which was something that was just fantastic to me. It was something that was like, this is the restart.
Mm-hmm.
This is where I can start fresh, and I can be that good person. I started changing my mindset. I wanted to be that great person. I wanted to be that person who you can rely on, the person who can always help you. I'm always such a helper than I am a helper towards myself. I would drop everything I'm doing for myself and go out and help somebody else. That's just something that I started doing. I didn't want to do everything for myself. I wanted to do it for other people because other people are important. And I think that kindness in the world is something that it all needs, because the world is full of darkness. It collects in its corners, and it puts the worst out in people sometimes. It's something that just isn't, it's not cool. It doesn't make people happy. And that's what the biggest issue in this world probably is. That's why there's so much violence and why there's so much anger and animosity towards people.
But at the same time, you got to be able to take care of yourself too, and still put yourself first in some situations, because you can't pour from an empty cup.
And you know what? I would pour the last drop until about senior year. Because me and my dad still never got along, saw eye to eye. I lived with my grandparents' house without my mom. I finally got a room though. I took her old room, which was it was cool. I got to deck it out. I got to take out the carpet and shit and paint the walls. It was awesome.
That is cool.
But life was turning around, but I was still not very happy all the time. But I still kept positive about everything, because I enjoyed the happiness, and I enjoyed bringing out to other people happiness. And even though I didn't go home happy, I was still happy that other people were happy. I'm a big empath, I would say, for sure. But yeah, I met this girl. Later on in junior year, I had a good set of friends, people who weren't all druggies and shit like that, and we had hit it off. You'd think like, oh, awesome, like they finally got another girlfriend, like this girl's sick, whatever, whatnot. But I stayed with her all through summer, and I found out she cheated on me right before the summer started, and like with her ex. And I still brought her back in because I always thought that I could fix somebody. Note to self, you can't fucking fix anybody. You have to be able to worry about yourself in those kinds of situations. But I stayed, and I love this girl, and I feel like it was just like a fear of, not being able to be loved again by somebody like that. Excuse me again. But I eventually learned about all the situations, and we would go on like crazy adventures. We'd always hang out. We had this friend group that we'd hang out with, her best friend and then her boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And we were just like a little quattro. That just means four. I don't know what a quartet. Nah, there we go. Quartets is what they would call it. But turns out, during the whole time of us dating, I would give her everything. I had a job. I would pay check for check for her, anything to make her happy, even though like things weren't always the best and like they were toxic. I would definitely get run over. I was definitely the type of guy who got ran over a lot by her, and it was never fun. but I still loved her, and I thought that I could keep changing her, even though months had passed on. I ended up staying with her for probably 11 months, just of my straight life, wasting all my money and doing whatever she needed. And turns out the entire time she was cheating. She was having threesomes with the people that we would hang out with all the time.
A trio.
Yeah, literally. Fucking set one person out and like you're fucking everybody else. Like that is just insane to me how life can be like that and how shit like that happens. And like these people would hang out with me like
nothing happened.
Yeah. Like absolutely nothing happened, and that's just, it's awful. It's not a fun experience whatsoever, and it ruined me for a while. I mean, I became sad, but I wasn't that sad either, because I knew that, like, I broke up with her because I knew that I could actually have this backbone and I can do what I want to do and I can have that freedom. So I did it. I broke up with her, and you know, and like when you get in relationships, you kind of drop everybody again. So I dropped all those fucking cool people I met junior year, and just for this one girl, and she did me dirty the entire time. But I learned to grow a lot quicker. I was a lot more mentally strong at this point in my life, and I started going to the gym again. I started getting a lot bigger, and I looked better. I started to dress myself more fashionably. I started to be happy with who I was. And I met great people. Now I'm in like this group that I have been in since, and we have never stabbed each other in the back. And even if we do get into disagreements, we sit and we talk about it. We don't fucking argue. Like, we don't say, all right, let's fight or some shit like that. We're calm-headed and we're civil people, and we just get along. We click. Like that's the friend group right there.
Proper communication.
Exactly. And then eventually, life was going great. Life kept going great. I was having the blast, and then around the time of January of this year, me and my dad got to the point where he kicked me out of the house. And because he tried taking my car away one day, and I was like, dude, I pay for all my things. Like, I pay for my car insurance, the car itself. I pay for my gas. I pay for new clothes that I want, for literally anything that I want. Because he said, once you get a job, you're using your money. You're not using my money. So that's exactly what I did. I used my fucking money to do the things. And you're not going to try and take away a car from me if I'm going to be the one paying for it. That's just not how it's going to work. Especially since you said I pay for what I want. I want my fucking car. I paid for it. Like, get out of my face. And he kicked me out. Then my grandparents, I stayed there for a week, and I was living with them, and they told me to reconnect with my dad. And I said no. I don't owe him an apology. I don't owe him anything. He owes me an apology. And they said, then you can't stay here. So for a while, I was living in my car and just couch hopping from like a few places to a few places. My family went out, not my family, sorry. My managers went out of town at my work, and they said I could stay at their place if I watched their cat. So I was like, deal. They paid me as well too. That was my first experience of like living alone, like in a house. And it's weird, like going out and buying your groceries for the first time.
Remember that?
Like waking yourself up, like, and like it's just an empty house, you and your cat. And I'm still a senior in high school. I don't have money like that I can survive off of like that. I mean, I have to go from house to house. Then those buddies who I was talking about, they're letting me rotate in between their houses now, to the point where I can go back and forth from brother to brother pretty much. And ever since then, I've just kind of been on my own. I mean, I've been starting like a whole new life though. I've been so positive and I've been doing a lot better. I started writing poetry in my life and I started realizing that there's so much more to life if I just make it that way. Keeping that positive mind, spreading what you give is what you receive. Karma's a real thing, whether it be good karma or bad karma. It's going to come back one way or another. So I think I'd prefer good karma over bad karma any day. I don't know if you want bad karma, but you do you, boo. So I changed. I'm still changing and I'm still growing, but as of right now, I am making family with people who I keep close, people who I see often, people who actually have real conversations with me and aren't just fucking fake. I'm keeping my circle small and I'm still learning to grow to this day, and there's nothing I can do but improve and go up. And
that's what life's all about, learning and growing. Your whole life doesn't end after you're done with school or whatever. Like, you just keep learning and growing and trying to be a better person than you were before.
And that's all you can do. And if there's a message that I would like to leave out there, is just spread that kindness, spread that joy, be positive, and try and look at the good things even when it's like the darkest hour. Be the match. You are a match, really. A match in a match, Spots. You're just like everybody else. You're all the same. And you know what? That fire, once you scratch it, it's the life. It's the life you got. Don't let the flame go out. A match doesn't destroy the night or the darkness, but it avoids being in it.
Yeah. Provides light in the dark.
Yeah. So avoid being in the dark. Avoid staying in that dark place, and just be positive and be happy and spread that kindness. Don't be a fucking bully out there, because those people just aren't fucking cool. Like, just be happy. And it's a lot harder to say than it is to do. I mean, a lot harder to do than it is to say. Yeah, you get what I'm saying. It 100% is. But the more you grow with yourself and you learn to love yourself, because you have to love yourself before you can love anyone else. And at the end of the day, you are the only person who has yourself, because it's you against the world. And I think it's better if you come together as a group of people and go against the world itself, because then you're not alone and others aren't alone either. It's that small little connection of life. I think that everything is a privilege, and that we all need to focus on that more, because what a privilege it is to be alive. What a privilege it is to even just sit there and have a conversation or a drink with somebody.
Yeah.
It is a 1 in 1 billion chance to meet somebody in this world, and it is a beautiful thing when you do, because you never know what fucking happens. So,
I mean, that, and if everything in life was easy, you would really have no character development. You wouldn't be able to realize how the real world works. You wouldn't be able to learn from those mistakes and develop your character and be a better person. Like, if you don't have these struggles, then, I mean, it's don't get me wrong, it's not always about struggling either. I mean, you can learn stuff from successes, but you learn more from your failures, and you learn more from going through the actual hard shit, like making it through the dark, facing the dark head on, and learning how to be alone with yourself than you'll ever learn from, succeeding all the time or always having an easy life. Like, I do believe the best people have been developed or made through hard times.
I think that is more than the truth, because there's a lot of people who were built up by their parents, by other people, and they didn't build themselves up, and they didn't go through the hard struggles. They were just kind of given that chance at life, when others are given struggles and opportunities, and when they take it, that's when they truly succeed.
That's why I do believe there are blessings in struggles. Everything has a hidden positivity in it that we can find. Even the most negative, fucked up stuff, there can be some positivity to find within that. So in a way, they're blessings in disguise.
They really are. And you know what? You can regret all you want, or you can learn and just fucking move on and become better. And keep growing. When life hands you a fucking struggle, fucking take it, put it in your pocket, and fucking work with it. That's what you're dealt with. It's the card. It's like life is like a deck of cards. You get to shuffle every day. And you know what? There's going to be a point where you're going to drop the cards and you can't pick them up anymore. So take your chance, shuffle, gamble with life a little bit, and be happy.
Life is a risk. I mean, I truly believe in the saying that the greater the risk, the greater the reward.
That is,
especially in life. Life is a gamble. If you do not get out there and get outside your comfort zone or try shit regardless of how you feel, if you're scared, I mean, that's what courage really is doing something, trying something anyway, even though you're scared. It's having that's what courage is. It's having the ability to go out and do that regardless of how you feel in the moment. And again, I think that'll also develop character, and you'll be surprised at how life goes or the things that will come your way when you just get out there and take those fucking risks.
it's just, that's what makes life better. I mean, honestly.
And interesting.
Right? I mean, shit, would we have ever met if we didn't, like, go out of our comfort zones and be like, yo, what's up? Like, what's your name? Like, there's so many different opportunities that you can take, and every road leads to another, and it's just a big old fucking map.
Fuck yeah.
And eventually you'll meet the end, but fucking find the buried treasure before you do.
Yeah.
That's how most maps are. There's a straight line, and then there's a bunch of curvy ones, and I think the curvy ones are more fun.
Especially, I mean, if you ever get into riding motorcycles, the curves, the turns are the best part. Being able to, like, lean that bitch, like, almost touching the fucking ground, like adrenaline going and shit. Like, I'm telling you, it's the most fun.
Lean your life.
I think life is the exact same way. I mean, it also brings me to, like, a thing real quick where those people that were given everything, that didn't have a struggle, that relied on all these people and never found their true selves, well, what happens when those people pass, especially if they're parents or things of that nature? Then what? Then they don't even know how to live their life. They don't know how to navigate life. They're stuck. So it's not even the people that are given stuff and that it is easy in the beginning. They might be finding the hard shit out way later on in life. And personally, I'd rather get through it at a younger age to be able to have that knowledge and that experience to navigate life sooner and enjoy life than to figure it out way down the road. And it's like, fuck. Like, they've gotten in that situation. They've gone to the drastic measure of just, like, how do I say this without getting banned? But ending it, per se, put it that way, because they don't know how to deal with it, and it's overwhelming. It's too much, and they just can't do it. But in all honesty, nothing should ever be too much. God will never give us anything that we cannot fucking handle. Everything is for a lesson, for a reason. Even the most negative, fucked up shit, there's a reason behind it. Whether we understand it at the time or not, there's still a reason behind it.
It's what helps us. It's what makes us who we are. And be yourself. Be your true, undeniable self, and you will always be happy.
Yeah, I mean, when you be your authentic self, you will attract the people that are meant to be in your life, and you will repel the ones who weren't, the snakes in the grass, per se.
Oops. Yeah, no.
And you'll be happy because you're your true self. You're following what you like to do. You're following your dreams, your passions. You're not trying to be fake it to be somebody else or be liked by everyone else. If you are liked by everyone, you are loved by none.
Mm-hmm. There's no other better way to put that than you did, Rob. That is very cool. But that's my story. That's where I'm at right now, and my story's going to continue, and it's going to keep getting better. And I might not give him the best story. I'm tired, for sure. But that doesn't mean it stops here, because there will be more to add on and more to go through, and I'm going to keep taking all these random curves and turns, and I'm going to make it somewhere, and I'm going to be successful, because I know I will. I'm going to bring in the right group of people, and I will meet good people and I will meet bad people, but I promise you one thing is that I'm not going to change who I am just because of them. I'm going to keep living, and I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing to be the best version of myself that I could possibly be.
And if they don't like it, fuck them. I mean, that's my philosophy anyway.
Yeah.
If you don't like who I am, if you don't like what I'm doing, okay, well, go fuck yourself, because I'm not changing to make somebody else happy.
It's not about you. It's about me. And that's not me being selfish. It's me taking care of myself and living life. And I will still give you the best positivity of myself that I can give. And I won't say fuck you. Actually, I will say fuck you directly to your face. But I'm also going to be nice about it because it's going to be respectful. So that's the way the story goes.
Well, yeah, I mean, thank you for, you know, telling your story and doing this again. I mean, I know we've done this already once, but it got a copyright, and so we got to take that down. So I still wanted people to be able to hear your story. I still wanted you to be able to share it with other people in hopes that other people can also relate to it, you know, and try to help themselves as well. So, I mean, it might sound selfish what we were just saying, but at the same time, you cannot pour from an empty cup. If we take care of ourselves, do what we want in life, then we can also have that energy and that ability to also bring a lot of other people up, to help a lot of people. That's why in the end, I really don't think it is selfish. I just think that's what everybody should do. Not just us, but you guys that are watching as well. You know, follow your true dreams, be your authentic self. The people that really fuck with you will be there, and the ones that won't, well, they'll weed themselves out. And then when you get to a certain point, you're able to help others. And I believe that you'll be able to help a lot more people by following your true passions, your dreams, and being your authentic self than you will being fake.
And that's just the truth behind it. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Fuck yeah,
and
thank you for
I'm glad I'm doing it again. I can tell you one thing. I was definitely more awake when I told my story the other time, but I'm okay with this. And I'm glad that I still get to express my story out there, even if it isn't.
You told it pretty much almost the same way. There was some other stuff that I learned that you didn't bring up in the other one. I don't think you did anything wrong.
Yeah, we're perfect.
Yeah, I mean,
look where we are. Look how we're doing. So, but I really do appreciate this opportunity to do it again, and thank you for wanting to even extend it out to me to give me the opportunity to do it once more.
Of course.
I appreciate it. This guy's amazing. You should follow, sub, like, and just keep being beautiful motherfuckers.
But yeah, thank you again, and thank you everybody for watching. If you haven't already, hit that sub button, hit that bell to be notified every single time that I drop a new video. I drop videos daily, sometimes multiple every day. And then stay tuned for this Sunday. I am interviewing another person from Kava culture. Her name is Hannah. She also has an amazing story to tell that she wants to share with the world as well. So yeah, look forward to that on Sunday. I will have an announcement up on the YouTube text post to let you guys know what time on Sunday. But yeah, I mean, thank you all for watching. Do you have any I always try to end with this. If you had only one piece of advice that you could give somebody in life, what would that be? Even if it's something we've already talked about.
Be true to yourself, but always sonder, and remember to look at the world with all different perspectives. Because at the end of the day, it's true that you only have yourself, but being there for others will help you grow as a person, and it will help them as well. It's always better to reach out a helping hand than it is a hand with nothing in it, because then when you finally need something in life, you're just going to get the empty hand right back at you. So always be kind. Karma goes both ways. And remember that we are all human beings. We all make fucking mistakes. And we're here to teach each other how to be better. We're not here to bring each other down. And you know what? Some people do that. But if you're that, then you're just a jackass.
You need to figure yourself out, protecting your own insecurities and shit. And you can do it. You can heal. You can come to the other side. You can vibrate at a higher frequency. But right now, I mean, if you're that way, you're a jackass.
Yeah, fuck you. And you know who we're talking about too. Don't act like you're all fucking innocent.
You know, I can be a jackass too. Shit.
No, don't tell him. No, I'm messing. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And if you are listening, thank you very much. I hope this helped in some way. And peace out and keep being fucking amazing.
Fucking. Thank you again.
No problem.
Love you, motherfuckers. Make sure to hit that love button. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Hit that like. Share this with a friend. And even in the comments, you know, when this gets posted, let me know what you think about this. If there's anything that you're struggling with, anything you want me to hit on in future lives, I would love to hit on those topics as well. But yeah, love you, motherfuckers. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell to be notified every time a new video drops. And I hope to see you guys all on fucking Sunday. And stay tuned for the time. See ya. Fuck. Did I hit it? I think
I don't know.